lot of you folks that are here today to be sworn in as new citizens probably can relate to a lot of these pictures. And even the folks in the back that have come here before and had their family come here before, as far as immigration and how it's evolved. Back in the early 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s, when this country was moving up and to become a country, the only place that immigrants could come into was, come on folks, up in the front rows, part of your civics test, where did they come into?
Liberty Island.
In Liberty Island, okay, Ellis Island. That's the only place really that immigrants were allowed to come into the United States back in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And now look at us, look how much we've evolved, look how far we've come. We come in here to the Portland Harbor, boarding a ship, come in as an immigrant. Land in Brunswick Naval Air Station when it was here as an immigrant, come in. Boston, Los Angeles, the Mexican border, the Canadian border, any one of these international ports, you're allowed to come in. That's how far immigration has evolved. And it's not because of just one little law, it's because of everybody here is sitting up in the first 5 rows of the seat. It's because of you, your ancestors, and also the folks in the back, your ancestors came here as immigrants. And that's how this country came to be the way it is today. Just a couple little tidbits of today in history. In 1818, did anybody ever even think about the book Frankenstein? In 1818, on March 11, 1818, Frankenstein was first published. Pretty cool, huh? Then you're going to really appreciate this, especially the beautiful week that we've had. In 1888, one of the worst blizzards called White Hurricane hit the Northeast. It had 55 inches of snow. It cripples us now when we have the equipment. Imagine back then in 1888, right? Everything came to a standstill from Washington, D.C. all the way up through Maine. And the worst thing was, the day before, March 10, 1888, it was over 50 degrees outside. So tomorrow, we could have that storm. Okay? Anybody here remember Lawrence Welk? Lawrence Welk, 1903, he was born. Lawrence Welk. Paul McCartney, he's one of the Beatles, right? March 11, 1997, Paul McCartney, one of the most successful rock bands in history from the Beatles, was knighted by Queen Elizabeth. And there's another little bit of tidbit of information for all you Toyota hybrid owners. In 2009, March 11, they sold their 1 millionth hybrid. How many of those Priuses are out there today, right? Like millions, beyond a million. Okay. So before we get started, I just want to remind or let the folks here that are being sworn in today are new citizens. The white packet that we gave you has a wealth of information on what needs to happen after today once you become a naturalized citizen. Number one thing is to make sure you make an appointment at your Social Security office, whether it's here, Bangor, or wherever you live, your closest Social Security office. Go to Social Security and have your status changed from a permanent resident to a United States citizen. Okay? And the reason for that is if you're receiving any type of Social Security benefits now, as a permanent resident, some of those benefits are only good for 5 or 7 years. Okay? To avoid stoppage of those benefits, go to Social Security and make that status change. You'll have to bring your certificate of naturalization with you. Okay? As far as your children, if you have any questions, you can come into our office, make an appointment first, please. But if you have a child that's under the age of 18 today, and that have not derived their citizenship, all right, they would derive their citizenship from you being a naturalized citizen today, as long as they're under the age of 18 and are living with you. Okay, we had a nice big children's ceremony yesterday at the Portland Public Library. We had a huge media coverage on it. It was on the news last night. It was great. It had over 80 kids being sworn in as citizens because they derived their citizenship after you folks get your citizenship, or after their parents receive their citizenship. If you're traveling back and forth, you'll need a U.S. Outside the country, you'll need a U.S. passport. There are passport applications in your packets. If you need to travel like soon, you can just contact the passport office, either in Portsmouth or go online and get information. Okay. So with that, we'll begin our ceremony. Let's turn up the mic. Good morning once again. My name is Kurt Pelletier, and I'm an immigration officer with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services from the Portland, Maine field office. I would like to extend our sincere appreciation to the East End Community School for being our host for this ceremony today. We have a number of people who rarely assist us in our ceremonies, and I'd like to recognize them. Ms. Ann Mariner, who represents the Daughters of American Revolution. Ms. Peg Bolano, Barbara Kaufman, Carolyn Murray, Maria Cushing, Carla Rigby, who represents the League of Women Voters. At this time, if you have a hat on, if I could have you please remove your hat, and have everybody in the room please rise. I would like to welcome, I would like to open our ceremony this morning with the playing of the national anthem. Please join me in welcoming the Glee All-Stars from the East End Community School.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh,
you may be seated. And now, I'd like to welcome the principal of East End Community School, Ms. MARCIA GENDRON, to the stage, who will provide welcoming remarks.
Welcome, everyone. On behalf of our school community, welcome to our school. We are so honored that you have included us in this most special event, and we celebrate your achievement on becoming citizens of the United States of America. Over 40% of our students and families have lived in other countries. Like you, they have stories about coming to this country, and through their learning about immigration, have developed a profound appreciation for each and every story about their past and their traditions that blend together to become the fabric of our country. Each year, our fifth graders are sitting in the back of the room, and some of them are the Glee All-Stars. They publish a book, and this year will mark the 5th year that they publish a book about the many stories about their families, and it's actually called Many Stories. And like you, these stories highlight the pathway that brings families to this country, to this state, to this community, and ultimately to this school. Your presence here today reinforces the pride and sense of accomplishment of traveling that same pathway that ultimately brings you to our school community today for this ceremony. Thank you for sharing that journey with us. And before I introduce the next speaker, I would like to take a moment to talk about what citizenship means at this school, that we teach our children to be good citizens in their classroom, in the playground, around taking care of the environment, but ultimately that they're going to be the future citizens of the globe. And we believe that students have a voice and can make a profound difference. And so if you are a student or you're a staff member and you're wearing a blue armband, would you raise your armband, please? All of these students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade and staff, including me, are walking to feed children across the world. And based on how many steps they've walked over the past 4 days, 325 children have been fed in other countries. And so as you join in this experiment in America called Global Citizenship, please know that we're teaching that from young on. So I hope that you too will support children across the world. And now I would like to introduce our interim superintendent, Jeanne CROCKER, who will provide opening remarks.
Good morning to East End community students, staff, and community members. And a special good morning to all of you soon-to-be new citizens of the United States. I'm so delighted to be here to share with you this special moment this morning. I started crying with the national anthem. Thank you very much for ruining my makeup. This is a very important, emotional, moving day, and I am so privileged and honored to be joining you for this special moment in your life. Today you'll be hearing music and speeches and even some poetry. All that ceremony is because this is such a special occasion. You're becoming American citizens today, and that's a really big deal. In fact, one of the reasons I'm thrilled to participate today is because all of this ceremony is a reminder to me and to others who are already American citizens just what a big deal citizenship is. We who are born here sometimes take being a citizen and all the freedoms, rights, and responsibilities that go along with that for granted. I know that many of you have had to overcome obstacles and adversity to get here today. Seeing you so proud and eager to take the oath of allegiance and join our country underscores just how lucky we all are to be Americans. As the leader of the Portland Public Schools, I'm also so happy that this ceremony is being held in one of our schools for a number of reasons. One reason is that our school district is not only the largest in Maine, but by far the most diverse. Currently, about 36% of the students in the Portland Public Schools come from families that are new to this country, speaking a primary language other than English at home. A total of about 60 different languages are spoken here. Our diversity is a source of pride and strength for the Portland Public Schools and for the city of Portland. Our schools reflect the true spirit of the immigrant experience. Another reason I'm glad this event is in a school is for the lessons it provides for our students. We strive to prepare them to be successful in a diverse, ever-changing world. Well, a naturalization ceremony for new Americans from all kinds of different countries is a wonderful opportunity for them to expand their global understanding. Also, having a naturalization ceremony in this school highlights the importance of public education in our country. One of our nation's founders, Thomas Jefferson, said all students must have a good education. Why? To oversee our government and make sure it functions properly. Well, that's never been more important than it is right now in 2016. Public education is the cornerstone of what has made America great. At the Portland Public Schools, we're proud of the quality education we provide to all Portland residents who need it, beginning in pre-kindergarten all the way up through adult education. In closing, I want to note that each and every one of you becoming an American today has a unique and compelling story about your journey to citizenship. I'll give an example as just one story about a person whose reason for becoming a citizen now is very inspirational in this election season. That person is Emily Parr, who is one of our very own Portland Public School teachers. Emily, would you just give us a wave? A wave, Emily, right there, thank you. Emily, originally from the United Kingdom, is a special education teacher at Ocean Avenue Elementary School. She's lived in the United States since 2004 and says one of the main reasons she wants to become a citizen is to be able to vote and to be active in the decisions of her community, state, and country. Here are her own words on that topic. As a citizen, Emily said, I'll be able to do all of that while continuing to make a real difference in our classroom. I've built a wonderful life here, have had my children here, and want to continue to do anything I can through the ballot box or in public education to make the United States a place where opportunity awaits for all. And I know that you all agree with that sentiment and will do exactly the same. And we will be a richer and better state, city, and country for that. And we look forward to your participation. To Emily and to our other new citizens here today, to all of you, you inspire us. A warm welcome to you all as our new fellow Americans.
Thank you. Emily didn't expect that. Today we have 57 candidates for citizenship representing 33 countries from around the world. Those countries are Romania, El Salvador, Congo-Kinshasa, Brazil, Cameroon, Cambodia, Canada, People's Republic of China, Colombia, Denmark, India, the Philippines, Iraq, Jamaica, Taiwan, Mexico, Ukraine, Djibouti, Finland, Russia, Somalia, Rwanda, South Korea, Sudan, Thailand, United Kingdom, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Republic of Serbia, Nicaragua, Laos, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. For each of you, your journey to America was unique. Some of you came to join your family members. Others sought professional and educational opportunities. Some of you fled hardship and strife in your homeland at personal risk and great sacrifice. But while each of your journeys was different, all of you chose to make America your adopted home and to become United States citizens today. Each of you have been personally examined under oath by a designated officer. Each of you has demonstrated an understanding of the English language and knowledge of the history and civics of the government of the United States. Each of you has been found to be a person of good moral character. The investigation of the government is complete, and each of you have been found to be a person that meets all the requirements to be naturalized here today. At this time, I would like to introduce Cindy Lambara. She's a Supervisory Immigration Service Officer at the Portland, Maine Field Office. Ms. Lambara will now administer the oath of allegiance to our new citizens.
Thank you, Kurt. Good morning. I'm honored to be with you here this morning. Can hopefully not lose the microphone. Okay. At this time, I'd like to ask the candidates for naturalization to please stand. Do you want to come up, sir?
Be part of your group.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America, against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations, you're our newest citizens of the United States of America.
How's that feeling? Pretty good, right? If I could have everybody else in the room to please stand and remove your hat. And at this time, I would like to welcome Jack Fink and Boyana Mata Rodriguez, students of the East End Community School, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. And at this time, I'd like to play a message from the President of the United States. He gave me a quick call this morning about 6:30, and he apologizes for not being able to make it here this morning. He just got kind of caught up in D.C. So he quickly put this together and...
It's an honor and a privilege to call you a fellow citizen of the United States of America. This is now officially your country, your home to protect, to defend, and to serve through active and engaged citizenship. Together, we are a nation united not by any one culture or ethnicity or ideology, but by the principles of opportunity, equality, and liberty that are enshrined in our founding documents. Today marks a very special day in your life. You've traveled a long path to get here. You've sworn a solemn oath to this country, and now you have all the rights of citizenship. With the privileges of citizenship, though, come great responsibilities. And so I ask that you use your freedoms and your talents to contribute to the good of our nation and the world. Always remember that in America, no dream is impossible. Like the millions of immigrants who have come before you, you have the opportunity to enrich this country through your contributions to civic society, business, culture, and your community. You can help write the next great chapter in our American story. And together we can keep the beacon that is America burning bright for all the world to see. I am proud to welcome you as a new citizen of this country. May God bless you And may God continue to bless the United States of America.
And at this time, I would like to introduce Tim Brackett, Santana Garcia, John Dobin, Aja Tuttle, Yushra Zakaria, Ismail Ukash. They will be participating in a shared poetry reading. I'm not.
Trapped in an invisible cage, hope is out and back. The ocean is silent, cold, wrong to the waves. The ocean will never stop them. It won't make it everywhere. There's not enough room or food. Dark, windy nights, no blankets. Separation, union. Union growing for questions, questions, questions. Why is this happening to me? The line doesn't move. Step, step, wait over and over. He wants to turn back, but you don't. Immigrants come from so many places. How many immigrants have entered? Some were poor and some didn't have food. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Everyone is different. Very beautiful and different. A small boy on the street who was begging for food and shelter, and then a woman with a lantern who walks up to him and says, "Fear not, I am America." The warm breeze of summer beamed on the faces of these people. There is always hope. People come all over the world to America. Happy and sad times, meeting new people. I call you liberty, justice for all. It is the dawn of your new life. Immigration. Why do people immigrate? I wonder why. You can choose to immigrate. Sometimes you have to. Do you know what it was like? I know it was a hard, long trip. Pilgrims came to our country, not allowed to practice their religion. People left their home, find a new home. We'll take them. People come here hoping to have a good life here. Poor people, sick people, or laughed out of that. Some have conditions and some don't. I need a job, I need food, I need my family. I will survive. Travel on boats to a mysterious land, an unknown journey. Parents live in Somalia. When will they get home? Soon the mother said to give them a little hope. The scream, the cry, so much they do to throw the arrow into the target. I want to cry because it hurts my heart. In skyscrapers, Lady Liberty and freedom. Everyone was welcome. When I came to Maine, it was great. I want to know, I know and how I feel is that I feel happy. People are equal. There are others like me. I'm not the only one. Everyone is different. Everyone is an immigrant. We stand together and make this right.
Pretty brave to stand up there and say, read a poem in front of a bunch of strangers. That they wrote, each individual that read wrote their own part of that poem. So once again, I want to give them a great hand. Being an American is not about one's religion, the color of one's skin, or the place of one's birth. Rather, citizenship speaks to our character as a country to go beyond the differences by making equal rights and responsibilities. As you build your lives here, I encourage you to use your talents. Be active citizens and to give back to your community and your new country through civic participation and service. Whether you contribute by volunteering with a local organization, serving in our armed forces, owning a business, running for public office, casting your vote on election day, or serving on a jury when called to serve, you will carry on our nation's pride heritage as a nation of immigrants. You will now take part in the governing process through your right to vote. We urge you to exercise that right. The representatives from the League of Women Voters will be available at the entryways or as we exit to give you a voter registration card and to provide you information on how to register to vote within your community. Recognize your citizenship as an opportunity to shape a better future for yourself, your family, your community, and now, your new country. Through service to your country and your community, you will enrich the lives of those around you and our nation as a whole. The presentation for certificates will happen in the back corner over here at the table, where each and every one of you were given a notice and they put a number on it, and it's either 1 or 2. Please go to the respective numbers and to receive your certificate at the end of the ceremony. I congratulate you on this milestone. Your hard work and determination have led you here, and I welcome you as our newest citizens. I am confident that your spirit and dedication will uphold America's tradition of providing hope and opportunity for generations of immigrants to come. That concludes our ceremony today, but before we depart, I want to give a huge thank you to the East End Community School. And also, there's a lot of work that happens behind the scenes. This is my job, okay? We do this wherever, every day, every week. But when we come to these schools, there are certain individuals that really put this all together. And for working at the East End, Ms. GENDRON, Ms. CROCKER, yeah, they're here. But they also have people, just like everywhere else, the workhorses, the ones that put places and events like this happen and make special events. And with great thank you, I want to thank Dan Nogar for stepping in and taking care of everybody, the whole place, immigration, you folks, and the administration. So I thank you once again, Dan. Thank you. That's it. I want to welcome each and every one of you again. Welcome to the United States. Number one.